Alright guys, if you need a little background on this, then that's understandable, but I imagine most of you guys won't, considering it's been a pretty popular saga on my channel for the last few months that it's been unraveling. You see, a little while ago, I became aware of a mod for Fallout New Vegas, a free mod being developed called Fallout Ashfall. The idea of it is that it's Fallout New Vegas, but it takes place on the Hawaiian Islands. And so you've got new factions, new mutants to fight, new location. It's a very different setting than the desert. A lot of cool stuff, and it's a free mod being developed by a passionate group of fans, right? However, the right, the anti-woke fandom sphere, a group of very small kind of bottom-feeding types in that like very low 1,000 or 2,000 sub-range, decided to jump on this mod project as a way to attack a extremely niche target. And they began hurtling false accusations of some pretty severe things, ranging from pedophilia to simple things like, oh, they're woke and hypocritical. And one of the most notable anti-woke chuds to go after this development team was a YouTuber named Shadow Raven Studios. And his videos were so bad and so cringy that I could not help but cover one of them. And when I did, he was not happy. Like, very, very mad. I would love to go into detail about how cringe this guy is, but just look up Xanderhall Fallout Chud, and my videos on the guy will come up, and you'll be able to see for yourselves what I'm talking about. It's really something. Anyway, the guy ends up challenging me to a debate while I'm live, and I'm like, yes, get in here right now, because I can just kind of tell this dude's not that smart, and he's not going to be... He believes awful things, and is not really a good debater, and so... he's not... Like, he's going to be very... He's a very bad person who's going to be very easy to just steamroll, and I was like, yeah, get right on in here, dude. And I proceeded to bully him for like 30 minutes or something like that. A little while after, or maybe before, Moment of Sanity, who I believe is in chat right now, shout out, ended up debating Shadow Raven as well, and shortly after, he would proceed to delete all of his YouTube videos. Or no, actually, I think before that, he would proceed to upload a video of hentai porn from his computer with the sound of him grunting and commenting on his thoughts on it, as the video's playing. Some of these images have been claimed to be lolly, to be exact, yes. Allegedly, several of the images were lolly, for those that don't know, like anime drawings of kids, like little girls to be more specific. And then afterwards, he was quickly struck down twice. He got 2 strikes in his channel, and then shut down shop for a little while, closed up his channel. And he was gone. And we thought, oh, okay, he left the internet, I guess. Interesting way to dip out, but all right, I suppose, you know, it's just, he's gone now. Well, he's returned. About a week or so later, he has returned to the internet, and he's returned worse than ever, because the way that he's decided to announce it is with a torrent of false copyright strikes, abusing the YouTube copyright system to take down archival channels that have talked about him uploading Lolicon, and apparently is attacking Moment of Sanity as well to try to take down their videos on Shadow Raven as well. So I've got Moment of Sanity's newest video up about this, and we're going to go ahead and watch it. I've been requested to watch this, and I'm pretty sure Moment of Sanity in chat right now is pretty excited for me to watch it. And if anyone wants to go send some love to the original video, and you should, then please go click that link and drop a like, drop a view, drop a sub, drop a comment. Be good, be pog, and let's get right into it, because I want to know what this guy's deal is. Is he back, like, for real, or is this just some self-destructive attempt to get back at everybody who owned him, you know? I'm curious to figure out what this is.
How's it going, everybody? The Raven Slayer here. So,
Good
yes, there
intro.
is in fact a reason as to why I'm even doing this intro. Usually it's just something goofy that I decide to name myself, and well, it is a pretty goofy name anyways. I will in fact explain further. So, yes, Shadowraven Studios is in fact back, and apparently his friends, All Out Monty and Crimson Grey, are going out of their way and abusing the copyright system. But I will get into that one as I kind of elaborate on things that I've learned leading up to this sudden resurfacing of Shadowraven Studios. So, basically, not much has happened since the last time I talked about him. In fact, the last time that I talked about him was... Actually, how long ago was it? Last time
like
I
a
truly
week
talked
ago,
about him
right?
was about 2 weeks ago, and of course the supercut came out, well, as of about a week ago. And apparently, a lot of things I've ended up learning, so ever since Shadowraven Studios uploaded that video of him jorking...
What's so shitty about the, like, copyright abuse stuff is it's not just a, like... It's not just abusing YouTube's system, it's abusing the legal system. A copyright complaint, when you, like, issue a takedown or like, a strike on a channel for copyright abuse, you're making the legal claim that your copyright was illegally used and profited off of. And not only does this hurt your YouTube channel, and, 3 strikes or whatever and you're out, and you lose your entire career and livelihood, but on top of that, to fight it, you have to fight a legal battle. Your response to a copyright strike, regardless of whether it's real or not, is to send a request to the claimant saying, "Oh, hey, this, please don't, because this isn't like actually a against your copyright." And if they decide not to and to uphold it, the only way to proceed is to give all of your personal information and to take them to court. Otherwise, you have to take the strike, wait for it to wear off, and let the video be taken down. That's the only way to deal with copyright abusers. And unfortunately, YouTube is notoriously okay with copyright abusers. Who remembers the whole Quantum TV thing? The guy who was, like, the professional Elden Ring hater, and like, he just started, like, copyright abusing to like, take down and strike everybody who covered and responded to his really bad Elden Ring videos. That guy's still around. That guy, like, false striked countless channels. Everyone knows it. A bunch of people made videos about it. He's still around. YouTube did nothing to that guy. They really don't do all that much about copyright abuse, and that's kind of a big problem. We've got, like, allegedly a lolicon copyright abuser out here that, frankly, might be too small for YouTube to do anything about. Didn't he get arrested? Did he? I didn't know about that. Quantum TV?
Looking at Lolicon and ultimately leaving YouTube, at least for a couple weeks, funnily enough. A lot of funny things have happened. First of all, one of the members of my Discord server, some kid, ended up deciding to yoink the at.
Also, this goofy shit. What happened? Huge update. Moment of Sanity just harassed an anti-woke mod writer named Abram, and Operation Dark Vengeance is underway. We are currently working towards getting Moment of Sanity and Xanderhall removed from YouTube so that Shadowraven Studios can return to YouTube without any problems. Wait, they're calling it Operation Dark Vengeance to try to get us removed from YouTube so that Shadowraven Studios, the lolicon, can return to YouTube without any problems. Are these guys 14? Well, I can tell you, based on what was posted by Shadowraven, that's definitely... There's some... You're close. You're close, but not quite.
For Shadowraven Studios, like, old account, and is now kind of using it as kind of like a fake Shadowraven Studios account. I think it's actually genuinely fucking hilarious, but of course, it means that Shadowraven Studios can't really use that old @ anymore. But, of course, that won't really matter anymore because, well, he's back on a different account, at least I believe he is. On top of that, too, I ended up learning that apparently...
I don't think you can issue copyright claims on content that isn't your own. Through the system. Maybe you can, but I think it would be way easier to get YouTube to waive it if the bots can detect that none of the copyrighted content of the channel that made the claim is included. Because if he's on a new account, it's like, I don't know. Also, no, I haven't gotten any strikes yet, so
They're planning on making a documentary on not just myself, but also probably on Xanderhall and probably anybody else that's, affiliated with the Fallout Ashfall mod to really any extent, even if they've just probably lightly talked about it in a semi-positive light, or if they've talked...
Like, we've really stumbled across, like, a little cubby of weirdos online, you know? Like, if you go out looking for, like, a little, like, niche community of hyper-obsessed, mentally ill weirdos, you can find them. And we've found that group of mentally ill weirdos.
Talked about it in a way that is contrary to their beliefs on it, they're probably going to include you within this weird cringe-ass documentary. And on top of that, too, I ended up learning that apparently, because Shadow Raven Studios ended up getting laughed off of YouTube by me and Rince, apparently this weird confederacy of United Modders, and yes, their acronym is unironically CUM, and I'm surprised that they don't actually realize this yet. But this weird Confederacy of United Modders, which is apparently this group that Shadow Raven Studios was this big mouthpiece for.
Okay. These people have to be trolling, dude. These people have to be trolling. CUM? Their acronym is CUM? No way. There's no way these people are fucking real. They gotta be trolling. What the fuck?
Apparently, was so mad at, myself, probably Xanderhall, and Rince, for basically causing him to lose it and jump ship off of YouTube for a little bit, that apparently they decided to call us and nickname us the Raven Slayers, which unironically sounds like some shit that I would see in, like, the fucking Elden Ring DLC. So...
No, they gotta be trolling, dude. No. You thought they were trolling before, you were proven wrong? But no, man, no. There's gotta be, like... No. No, this has gotta be, like, golden, top-tier... platinum level trolling, right? Like, that's what we're dealing with here, right? Oh my god.
Obviously, I'm kind of playing into it a little bit here, because not only is it goofy as hell, but they unironically made us sound so badass that it's not even funny. But apparently they're deciding that they're planning on trying to avenge him in some way, and I guess their first line of defense, outside of this weird documentary that they supposedly plan on creating, is apparently false striking archived videos and any videos that apparently have talked negatively about Shadow Raven Studios. At least that's my guess, considering that All Out Monty and Crimson Grey are probably also part of this weird-ass confederacy. So of course I ended up discovering this, mainly due to a comment thread here underneath one of the archive channel's recent videos, which is of course a re-upload of a video from the How to Exist guy, which, well, judging by this, I'm assuming it's just All Out Monty's alternate account, titled Why Moment of Sanity Should Collab with All Out Monty.
Okay. I need... Shadow Raven Studios, I know you're watching this, and I assume, like, I forget his buddies' names, but I assume they're watching this too. If you're not trolling, for starters, if you are trolling, bravo. If you are not trolling, though, I just want to say, you are absolutely nuking your credibility. I get that you guys don't actually believe in, like, the free speech principles or anything like that, but you understand that any documentary you could try to make about someone who you have openly and admittedly attempted to false copyright takedown, if this documentary that you would try to make gets any viewership or any amount of attention, that is quickly going to be found out. And any positive attention that these channels get from that is very quickly going to invert into negative attention. They're going to go from having, let's say they make a documentary on, like, me and Moment of Sanity, and it somehow blows up and goes super viral. It won't, but, let's say it does for the sake of argument. Once it's found out the people who made that documentary are false copyright abusers, I promise you, the YouTube landscape is not going to treat them well. All that positive attention is going to become a wave of hate that most people are not ready for. And if this guy is really not trolling and actually uploaded Lolicon onto his channel, the amount of negative attention he is going to get is going to be a real fucking problem for him. Because people are going to find out about that. They're going to be calling the cops on him. They're going to have, like, the FBI visiting his house and, like, searching his computer and shit. That happens. So, like, These dudes would be doing one of the most self-destructive things they could possibly do to try and go about all this and try to get legal with it, with the false copyright system. When they've posted what they've posted on YouTube, it's like, ooh, you really don't want to get the law involved after what you've already done, you know?
And apparently, and I cannot believe this, I have tried to avoid even bringing this guy up when he did come up during the Shadow Raven Studios situation, even back when it was still, like, really heavily going on, but I just can't avoid it anymore, because apparently this comment from none other than fucking Tarragon, you know, the guy that decided to make this gem of a quote?
I know what the fuck 1 + 1 is, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, apparently he left a comment on this one, asking, hey, can you re-upload his Wokefield video? That would be so funny, which I honestly think would be funny as well if that video even still existed. But of course, that's when
This guy's gotta be a troll. He's gotta be a troll. He's gotta be a troll, dude. He's part of a group called C.U.M. His first video, or one of his first videos, was called Wokefield. It's like, oh my god, dude. Man, they could literally just be the most flanderized version of what the right is, but they're real. Like, that exists on the left, you know? It's just wild to think that, I don't know, man. I'm trying to keep my filter on, okay? I'm trying to keep my filter on and not say anything too mean.
found out that apparently Shadow Raven Studios is back on this new account in which he goes, I wouldn't do that. That would be a very bad idea. By the way, you can thank me for the reason being this fraud's channel is missing videos now. I've tried my best to at least make it sound like coherent English. To which Tarragon...
By the way, he would probably have no problem taking down archive videos, because archive videos are just re-uploads of channel, like, videos as they are. But, like, a debate with him or calling him out, like, you would have a hard time copyright striking that, because they don't, not, if they do contain the original content, they contain it in very small quantities, but getting re-uploads taken down is super easy, because, like, 100% of the video is matching your content.
Responds with confusion, and then states, well, I can see clearly this whole time you were a double agent, traitor! I copyright claimed the vids he stole from me, so don't even think about giving him any more ideas. This won't end well if he continues. Now, of course, what he doesn't realize is that it wasn't just a copyright claim, it was a copyright strike. He copyright struck videos, meaning that he decided to abuse YouTube's broken copyright system in order to get videos that make him look bad taken down. And these are just videos that were made by him. Not even just videos made on him, just videos made by him that make him look stupid.
Well, yeah, but that is part of why he's able to take it down. So that wouldn't be copyright abuse. Him taking down re-uploads of his content isn't copyright abuse. That is he is fully in his right to do that. But if he, say, takes down, like, a Moment of Sanity video that shows, like, 4 minutes of clips from one of his videos, and then it's, like, 10 or 15 extra minutes of commentary, that's copyright abuse. If he takes down, like, a video just talking about him, copyright abuse. If he takes down, like, my debate with him, that would be copyright abuse, because he doesn't own the copyright to what's in that video. But if it's an archive channel, they're just archiving re-uploads, so that is actually correct usage of the system. But this guy, is obviously doing it for shitty reasons, right?
Because apparently, at least according to the Shadow Raven Studios archive channel, which I will in fact have a segment later on featuring a couple of my friends and their own thoughts on this entire situation, kind of explaining this, but apparently the re-upload of the leaked Fallout Ashfall trailer apparently sparked Shadow Raven Studios to resurface and team up with All Out Monty and Crimson Gray to try and go on this weird copyright striking campaign, which unfortunately, since YouTube doesn't...
I guess they have such, like, a hate boner for this mod that, like, every time something new comes out for the mod, they freak out and go after everybody who's called them out. Man, maybe they aren't trolling. Maybe there's just, like, a deep obsession with this mod and its team for some reason. Like, at first I thought it was, like, just trying to find something niche and small to grift, like, a little niche off of. But now it feels so obsessive and so emotionally invested. I'm wondering if there's, like, it's personal for them, you know?
doesn't really know how to handle archival videos all too well. I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, the archive channel is probably going to get hit the hardest, but I highly doubt that any videos that I made on Shadowraven Studios, especially probably the most damning one about him uploading Lolicon, are really going to get affected all too well because, well, not only are they fair use because they're extremely transformative, but on top of that too, the video that I made most recently on him where he uploaded Lolicon doesn't even feature any videos of his, and instead actually just features a video of one of his meat writers. So unless he's going to try and claim a meat writer's video as his own, then I highly doubt that he's going to be able to do anything against me, and I would love to fucking see him try. Now, of course, Tarragon responds here stating, "How am I a double agent? Are you okay? And why did you claim his videos?" And I just kind of respond by, I initially thought that this was like a fake account by Shadowraven Studios, but of course, after looking back through this is exactly the same mannerisms as Shadowraven Studios. I remember this kind of, you know, way of talking, really to any extent at this goddamn point. And
it's
obviously
iconic.
The archive channel basically lets me know this isn't bait, he's just straight up silencing anyone who criticizes him now, which is of course extremely fucking pathetic. Now of course, right now I'm going to be playing a segment with a couple of friends of mine in which we kind of take a look at the archive channel's most recent video where he kind of talks about this and talks about what's been going on, as well as their own thoughts upon this. So take it away, other
What I love about this as well is that if they weren't intensely massive YouTubers with huge platforms who are making insane amounts of money, content creators like The Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, and The Quartering would probably be engaging in this exact same behavior. Like, if they were just little niche weirdo channels with 2,000 subs like Shadowraven was, they'd probably act exactly the same and say the exact same shit and behave the same way. This feels like it's just the unrestrained personality of the type of dude who obsesses over wokeness in video games, you know? Like, when they're not trying to be reserved or they don't have a filter on, they're Shadowraven Studios. Like, Shadowraven Studios is like the distilled, pure version of that kind of person.
me, as well as Domino and Paper. Here's the segment. I have two friends here that go by the name of Domino. You probably know them at this point. They've been featured on the channel a couple times. And Paper, who, well, appears pretty semi-frequently on streams.
Hello.
And this is the video that was recently uploaded by the Shadowraven Studios archive, literally as of 18 minutes ago, at least as
You're
recording
not
this.
streaming to the call.
Oh my fucking god. But here's
Tech
the
problems.
video right here. And
Oh, boy.
we're gonna kind of break down a lot of this. I'll probably explain a lot more of it within the actual video itself, but this is just a small segment here.
Subsection.
Yeah. So let's see here. Shadowraven Studios, All Out Monty, and Crimson Gray are abusing YouTube's copyright system and taking down and false reporting any videos that criticize or use footage from Shadowraven Studios' channel. Shadowraven Studios and his friends are actively trying to silence anyone who has made videos about them in the past, or anyone who might have dirt on them. These copyright strikes were in response to me
Turns out my stun locking is my ultimate shield. It's damn near impossible to false copyright strike me when my coverage of a video is like 8 times longer than the original video.
uploading the Fallout Ashfall trailer that was made by All Out Monty and Crimson Gray. Well, shit. If you can download and archive any and all videos you can still see on this channel before it's too late. And I guess this is just showing off that this is that the strike is in fact actually real here. So apparently,
Oh my god.
I guess, like, what do I even have to say right here?
There is no way that this is gonna go through. I'll just say that.
I'll just leave you guys up with your own thoughts on this.
Do you want to go first, Paper?
I guess. So,
It feels like it has to be a troll because, like, one of the most hated taboo things you can do as a creator, left or right, on the internet is to be a copyright abuser. You can't sweep this under the rug. Like, even if you can get every channel that's talked about this taken down, it's out there now. This is the internet, baby. It's out here forever. If he wants to go the copyright abuser route, he has literally prevented himself from ever becoming a successful YouTuber. Like, just locked himself out of that opportunity unless he completely rebrands and is able to completely disconnect himself from that. And if he ever gets big one day and successful, people will dig into his past and find this stuff. Like, it will happen, you know? Right? So it just makes me happy to know that worst case scenario is this dude is fucking himself if these, like, false strikes actually go through. He would be publicly engaging in one of the most taboo actions you can do as a content creator. I would actually argue maybe, like, I think YouTubers get more shit. I've seen careers ended over false copyright claims and strikes faster than I've seen careers end over pedophilia allegations. Look at Dr. Disrespect right now. Compare to that to, like, every content creator who gets called out for copyright abuse. People do not like that shit online.
For one thing, this is, I mean, so I was talking about this earlier in a separate conversation, but Shadow Raven Studios, my guy, this isn't how copyright works. You have not filed a patent, or sorry, not a patent, but
Copyright.
You have not filed copyright for your channel.
So you quite
Well, this is mistaken. You by default own the copyright to anything you produce in America, at least. I mean, this is American law, which YouTube is based off of, and it applies to YouTube. If you made like, for example, I made this video, and if someone well, not this video, but my video I have now, or like, let's say I upload a video where it's just me talking about my day or something. If I upload that and someone takes it and re-uploads it raw as is, I am fully legally in my right to sue them even to take it down, which is essentially what you are starting the first steps of when you start a copyright takedown and strike. So if we're talking the archival channel, yes, Shadow Raven would legally be in the right in copyright takedowning something. It's obviously scummy behavior, but it's legally sound. You don't have to like file a copyright for your content. Like, it's just by default, it was made by you. You own the copyright. And YouTube operates under the same assumption. But if you transformed it in any way, that's where it becomes a matter of debate, you know?
literally have no legs to stand on here.
Yeah, like...
You're just making yourself look like an even bigger fool.
I mean, I'm sure that this will probably go through anyways, because YouTube's system is very broken, but I have a feeling that this archive channel, if they dispute this, can get it back pretty easily, considering that, I mean, Shadow Raven, again, I seriously doubt that he's copyrighted his channel, considering that he uses, you know, fair use in almost every one of his videos.
The channel is called, I just thought of this, Shadow Raven Studios Archive. It's not claiming the content as theirs. It's literally saying that it is his. So, you can't copyright it. It's just an archive. You
can, though. That is a mistake. Like, that's not true. But everything else that Shadow Raven and his buddies claim they want to do is against YouTube's rules and is not legally sound.
Yeah, like
it's not claiming it's their content.
This isn't a situation like let's take an archive like Moist Critical, for example. Moist Critical doesn't really, at least as far as I know, doesn't really give a shit about the archive channels, because one, he has his own archive channel, and two, his content is still available on his own channel, which means that, you know, people can just go and watch it on his channel. This archive channel...
Yeah, the fundamental difference, though, is it's just that Critical doesn't take the action against people uploading archive stuff of his. If he wanted to, he could, but just as I mentioned before, it would be very taboo. He would probably get a fair amount of shit for it, but honestly, probably not that much, because archive channels are just re-uploads of your content. Like, there's nothing added to it, so you would be able to go through that system. Yeah.
Well, Shadow Raven Studios archive channel is serving a much bigger purpose, because I mean, as of right now, Shadow Raven Studios is off YouTube.
Well, aside from his new account that he recently created, this is the new ad for apparently Shadow Raven.
For the record, if Shadow Raven was banned from YouTube, having a new account is against TOS in and of itself. Like, you're ban evading at that point. So they, like, that's just info for you guys to know. Ban evasion is itself, like, a bannable offense.
Studios, and I wonder what he's even going to do with this channel. I will definitely be keeping a very close eye on it, that's for damn sure.
He's calling somebody a traitor
Yes, he's calling Tarragon a traitor because Tarragon was just kind of like, I guess, memeing around and just kind of like, you know, I would safely assume jokingly agreeing with the guy back then.
Also,
like,
can I
in
just
one
say,
comment section.
I wouldn't do that. That would be very bad idea. He's like vaguely threatening. Or not vaguely, he's very threatening actually. I'll just say, he's very threatening.
Yeah. Again.
Dude, I'm really wondering... I wonder if Shadow Raven Studios will be able to get a strike off on my channel. Now I'm curious, like, has he? He hadn't last time I checked. No, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Damn. I know Mr. Beast allowed re-uploads of his content. Yeah, but like I said, that's just a specific YouTuber thing. The determination of whether or not it's legal is up to, like, the court, but in a case of a re-upload, it would be, like, pretty undeniably the claimant would be in the right. Not defending Shadow Raven Studios here, just clarifying how, like, the YouTube copyright law works. You don't have to do anything to make your content owned by you. At least on YouTube, you don't, because YouTube follows the American copyright law. So, yeah. If you make YouTube content and you've uploaded something on YouTube and someone re-uploads that shit as is, you are fully in your right to take it down. Just so you know. But yeah, if they transform it, like adding commentary, debunking it, responding to it, especially critically, that, like, even just the critical response transforms it enough to be fair use. But yeah. You can copyright claim re-uploads, but if they're crediting you, it's actually a bad idea engagement-wise. It is a bad idea, and I've made that case before, but they are legally in their right to do so. Re-uploads do fall under plagiarism, to be fair, but SRS is still a degenerate. He is definitely a degenerate. It's just sort of that's sort of my point. Today's follow-up is more information about the goobers in the confederation. More cum news. Oh, look, a little creature.
How's
a
it
critter.
going, everybody? Flashbang here.
I like that
So
critter.
I feel like I might as well at least start off this
Is that
video
Roblox?
with a little bit of an important message, if you will. Mostly towards Shadow Raven Studios and his little group here, okay? After all, apparently they're asking for this, so I feel like I'm only obligated to at least give them this one.
Dude, Roblox
To
looks
Shadow
crazy
Raven
now.
Studios and his weird little confederacy, I sincerely apologize for not giving a damn about your feelings. Did you really think that I was actually going to apologize? Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I might as well.
Alright, moment of sanity. I'm gonna hit you with some based YouTuber advice. It's gonna change you, okay? You know how gameplay videos of first-person anything tend to come out looking really grainy? Like, movement, turning the camera, moving around fast, makes the visuals go grainy, and you can watch, like, other gaming YouTubers, and theirs doesn't do that. I was always like, fuck, how do I get mine to look that good? Especially when I'm streaming, because it's even harder when you're live streaming than when you upload videos. What you want to do? Go into your video output on your OBS. I assume you record with OBS. Go into your video output and set your bitrate for recording at 51,000 kbs. Right now, it's probably set to like 4 to 8,000. Set it to 51,000 and then record the gameplay. And you're going to notice a big difference. You could also have it becoming kind of like grained up by the rendering process if your rendering settings on your editing software aren't set to be like 1080p 60 and like a high bitrate as well. But recording at a higher bitrate, you're going to notice an instant, like, huge difference. It's going to be like, what the fuck? And because you upload videos instead of live streaming, it's going to make your gameplay look crisp and clean. Oh, shit, thanks. Actually, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, no problem. I know that I had, like, that was one of my big, like, how do I fucking fix this problem type things when I was a streamer, because they don't make, like, there's no guides on how to be a streamer and how to use the software, like, in every little way, like, every little, like, thing you have to do with it. So that's one of the most useful things right there is up that bitrate for recordings.
I'll just kind of let you know right now.
I gotta do that too?
Just
Yeah.
Started with this
Yeah, it helps a ton.
season, buddy. And once you know it, But SRS isn't the only one whose head is going to be stuck onto the chopping block this season, isn't it? In fact, I have a lineup of about 3 or so individuals here to at least get us started off, a little bit of an appetizer, if you will, of some of the people that are working alongside with Shadow Raven Studios in order to, well, do various things, whether that is begin smear campaigns, spread rumors, or even just straight up do the dirty work themselves by, well, getting directly involved with abusing systems. So let us get started here.
Season 2 of the Shadow Raven saga
at least
begins.
Get started with our good old friend All Out Monty, or as he's also known as, How to Exist Pranks and Tutorials, which, to my knowledge, at least as of recording this, he's pretty much nuked everything except for his shorts on his YouTube channel. I feel like I might as well just mention this right now as well. He was also the person that within our second debate with Shadow Raven Studios actually decided to unironically put into chat, what's wrong about Lolicon? So...
these people have to be trolls, right? Like, at the same time, though, when I encounter lolicons online, they're exactly like this. This might just be primarily a little community of lolicons and Chud's second, because then when I think about how, like, the lolicons I've dealt with in the past online are like, what they're like and how they behave, this is it. Like, they have no self-awareness, almost.
Yeah, we're dealing with a real stand-up guy today, aren't we? But of course, the main reason why I'm bringing this guy up is largely because over the past, like, 12 or so hours, and I still can't believe that I'm even making a follow-up video this soon, over the, like, course of, like, 12 or so hours after I even finished editing the video for, I think, yesterday, as this video is probably going to be put up, like, the day afterwards, apparently just so much has ended up happening, to the point where, this guy, that goes with the name of Stuvius Pip, who apparently has his own YouTube channel, where he does his own things, namely in regards to, I guess, just various video game clips and whatever in the hell else they decide to do. Apparently he thought that this Stew Dog individual was either some sort of friend of mine, or perhaps some kind of an alias of mine for whatever reason, and I'm just gonna quickly let you know right now, if you genuinely think that this sounds insane, it only gets worse from here. But I feel like I might as well just, you know, kind of read this comment for you that Mr. All Out has decided to grace us with. If you're reading this, kiss your YouTube channel goodbye. You messed with the wrong person and they've called upon the Confederacy of United Modders for battle. If you're reading this, you are either Moment of Sanity, also misspelled right there, or a known ally of Moment of Sanity. Know this, if you're an ally of Moment of Sanity, you will only be spared from having your YouTube channel deleted if you create a video apology to Abram for talking bad about him. By the way, that's going to be one of the individuals we're going to be talking about here.
Abram? Is that Shadow Raven Studios' first name? Did they just dox him?
If you do not release an apology video within the next 48 hours, prepare to be striked. If you do have any moment of sanity, know that an example will be made out of you to show why you do not mess with the Confederacy of United Modders. Oh no, I'm actually...
This is why you don't mess with C.U.M. The C.U.M will come for you. Wait, that does work, actually. C.U.M is coming.
So scared. I'm going to shit myself, I guess. I really have no idea. But yeah, this is apparently one of the main figureheads, at least to...
Like, I swear to God, we're so close to getting the... Hold on, Navy SEAL copy pasta. I'm like half expecting Shadow Raven Studios to just suddenly have sent this in my DMs. What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids in Al-Qaeda, and I have over 300 confirmed kills. I am trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the fuck out with precision the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my fucking words. You think you can get away with saying that shit to me over the internet? Think again, fucker. As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. They based it off this, I'm sure, if they're trolling. The storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're fucking dead, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can kill you in over 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable face off this continent. You little shit. If only you could have known the unholy retribution your little clever comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your fucking tongue, but you couldn't. You didn't. And now you're paying the price, you goddamn idiot. I will shit fury all over you and you will drown in it. You're fucking dead, kiddo. It really does feel like everything they say, they're trying to recreate that, you know what I mean? Like, if they're trolling, they definitely try to emulate that with everything they say, and it's pretty top-tier trolling if they are. I feel like there's such a possibility still that they're trolls that I feel I have to clarify that if they are just normal people trolling, to the normal people behind those characters they're playing, bravo, if that is the case.
To my knowledge, of this weird-ass confederacy of United Modders here. And apparently he's planning on just deciding to strike my channel for whatever reason in order to, quote, make an example out of me. So I guess if things suddenly start going missing and I start making various community posts talking about, oh shit, I've actually gotten striked for whatever reason, be sure that not only will I probably just either wait until they're just put back up anyways, because none of them belong to All Out Monty or anyone in his weird group, not even Shadow Raven Studios, mind you, but, like, I don't even know what this is even going to show. He's just gonna ultimately Streisand himself into a fucking on you. So good fucking luck, buddy. I guess this is the first time you're actually getting a proper video ever made on you. So good fucking luck, buddy.
Yeah, this is what, he's basically doing the ultimate Streisand effect, where he's going to try so hard to hide these bad things that he's done, these dumb things he's said, these things that if he ever has an audience one day, will nuke his career in an instant, such as the lolicon stuff. Like, if he ever gets big and has, like, that big break. Like, it's so, he's done so much. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's already nuked himself. Like, it's just funny to me that this guy, who seems to have a very big ego, is doing this stuff and doesn't realize how badly he is harming himself. Because if he ever wants to get big online, well, he's screwed himself now. That's no longer an option for him. You know, he's thrown that away.
To the next person, which is this Ahab individual. Or as he also goes
Captain
by,
Ahab.
Abram. I really have no idea if they are, like, two different individuals or whatever, but he has, like, this weird friend, or potentially an alt that goes by...
Like, this is why it's gotta be trolling, you know? Like, Captain Ahab, like, the whole idea behind Ahab's ship was that it was super diverse, right? Like, it was meant to represent, in a way, America, right? It was, like, super duper diverse in terms of, like it was like, that was the point. It was like the melting pot, you know, a bit like America. So it's funny to me that a weird chud online would name himself after Captain Ahab from Moby Dick. It's just because you could actually argue Captain Ahab was woke.
The name of Greg or whatever, that apparently is trying to run this weird smear campaign of apparently me being a sexual harasser that's apparently sending his friend Ahab, like, feet or something like that. I feel like I should just mention this. What is it with this weird-ass group and feet for whatever reason? First it was Shadow Raven Studios with this weird supposed channel filled with Skyrim's feet and armpits, and
All the wind has been taken out of my sails. We're dealing with fucking foot fetishists, guys. It's so over. Now we know we're dealing with weirdos. Good God.
now it's this guy claiming that I'm sending pictures of my own feet to other people in order to harass them.
For those that don't know, one of the funniest things that these folks do is, like, insane projection. If you don't know, Shadow Raven Studios was, when I say baselessly, I mean, like, very baselessly. Like, there were no allegations or anything to prompt this, just kind of suggesting it as the only possibility. Claimed that, like, the devs for Fallout Ashfall, me and Moment of Sanity are pedos for being pro, like, trans and pro LGBT and stuff. And literally a week later, Shadow Raven Studios posted Lolicon on his YouTube channel. And multiple of these guys, his buddies, seem to have said they like Lolly as well. So it's like the projection being revealed in less than a week is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like fucking Nickelodeon up in here. What in the
But they've got a real penchant for like blatantly being a weird thing and accusing everybody else of being that. So like, take the rule about conservatives always projecting and multiply it by always in the case of these folks, like Shadow Raven.
hell is going on? But anyways, for those of you wondering what my own interactions with this Abram/Ahab individual is, literally my only interaction with this guy is that he followed me on Twitter at some point, interacted with a few of my tweets, and then somebody else, let's just call this guy Dave for the sake of anonymity, pointed out that, well, he actually feeds some other guy that we're going to be going into here later a bunch of weird fake information in order to try and spread some sort of weird rumors and whatnot, and he immediately got defensive about it. So of course I bring up the fact that I covered this said account on stream at some point. I brought up his name a few times. He continued to get defensive. I asked him why he was even following the guy in the first place, and once again tried to get defensive about it. And I pretty much just left it off at... And I pretty much just, at least at that point, because I hadn't really been given enough information, at least at that point, I just simply left it at, okay, I'll just keep my eye on you and we'll just leave it at this. And I just simply left it.
That is interesting. Hold on. Let me...
Okay.
I want to read the whole interactive. Not only, but I covered this account on stream and it brought your ass up at least 5 times in one scroll, bud. Yeah, him and a few other people are doing it. Someone was impersonating me on Discord and DMing people weird shit. It's annoying. But why are you following the fucker? Other modders in the community are, and for a while he'd just post dumb shit that was hilariously inaccurate but relatively harmless. That's changed. Also, following someone doesn't mean endorsing them. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on you. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I can imagine that the dude might have been, like, not Moment of Sanity, Shadow Raven Studios might have been, like, kind of, like, a little bit of, like, a inside joke for the modding community for a while. I get that vibe. But apparently recently has been when he started going, like, really insane. Obviously the Lolicon stuff is new, but and so is, like, the striking stuff. But apparently, like, even the more insane takes that ended up leading me covering him, those are somewhat new. Like, he used to just be somewhat, like, silly, you know?
I'll just keep my eye on you and we'll just leave it at this. And I just simply left it at that, and I thought that we were all good. That was until, well, literally while I was at work yesterday as recording this, where apparently one of his friends decided to come up here and try to run this weird-ass campaign, in which me and my friend Paper decided to actually just kind of start asking him some questions, asking him who the hell this guy was, what the hell this guy was even talking about, where the proof of any of this is.
Did he try to claim that one of his friends was sexually harassed by Moment of Sanity? I'm wondering, because I'm still wondering whether or not they're trolls. If they're trolls, they won't legitimately go for false striking and spreading like false allegations about people in a way that can actually harm them if they're just trolling. But if they're legit, then they'll try to go for it. So I'm curious if it really is just trolling. I can tell you for a fact that everybody stopped backing up SRS the instant you covered him. That's good to hear. That is definitely good to hear.
He immediately started getting defensive, making excuses, and overall apparently thought that I ran the fucking Shadow Raven Studios archive channel for whatever reason. Yeah.
It's actually me, believe it or not. I actually run that archive channel. And Shadow Raven, if you're watching right now, I'm in your walls. I'm looking at you right now. I'm behind you. Nope, other way. Oh, other shoulder. Oh, nope, other shoulder. I'm in your house. I'm recording you right now. You don't even know. Starts getting really paranoid. Tearing his house
I really
apart.
have no idea. But after I pointed out that I don't own the Shadow Raven Studios archive channel or anything along those lines, and that unless there's really any proof, then there's really nothing that they can even do other than, I guess, well, their weird little crusade here, then he just kind of shut up after that, which is at least good. But now on to the last individual here, that goes by the name of Sneedclave Anonymous. Now, I'm not even sure if this guy's even associated or affiliated with this confederacy whatsoever. He just kind of seems to be this weird, quote, insider for what's going on behind the scenes of, like, big Fallout mods or whatever the hell else, who apparently is starting this weird-ass campaign against, like, me, Ashfall Dude, and a few others. It's kind of silly, I will, in fact, just be honest. But at least there's...
What I still can't get over is it's a free fucking mod, dude. Like, it's a free mod made by fans of Fallout New Vegas. This isn't something that people are charging for. It is a fan project that they are obsessing over. Like, I get it. I would to an extent understand if it was a game that was charging people money. Because then you could make the argument of like, oh, well, we disagree politically with the devs, and so we want people to vote with their wallets. But here it's like, no, we're fighting a culture war against the wokeness of the modding community. It's like the most intangible, like, who cares? Just enjoy the game, play the mod, you know, like, or don't play the mod if you don't want to. Like, it's like, who cares about whether or not it's woke? It's a free project. You can't even do the whole, like, oh, we need to vote with our wallets narrative to justify it. It's just obsession. It really does feel like personal obsession or trolling. Yeah, that's what has messed me up. You can work on a mod for free for years and people will get on your ass over it being woke. It's so fucking moronic. Like, it's a free project. And it's what really kind of reveals the fact that those that are always like, we just want there to be, you know, make your own games if you want them to be woke. That was the narrative for a long time. If you want games to be woke, make your own games. Obviously, they never meant that, considering where we are now in the landscape of gaming, where any game has so much, like, Spider-Man Miles Morales 2 comes out, and shocker, has a black character, a black main character, and you've got, like, half the internet losing their shit, right? And it's like, well, whatever happened to if you want diversity in games, then make your own games? They did, and now you're freaking out that those games exist? Now it's extended to mods, fan project mods. Now it's like, oh, well, you're not even allowed to make your own mods. We never meant the whole make your own games thing then. Xanderhall, guess who beat Fallout New Vegas a second a time for the NCR, and I see why people love it so much. I'm quite excited to finish Fallout New Vegas myself. And yes, NCR for life. We love the NCR. Not sorry, but slavery and crucifixions will end with, like, the Chad in the NCR uniform. I love that meme.
There's a few little, like, weird, juicy, like, screenshots of, like, things that I'm just going to safely assume All Out Monty has said, because this guy is very vehemently stating that these screenshots are fake, so I wouldn't be surprised if All Out Monty himself is actually just this guy that's just saying this crazy garbage. And, of course, apparently he also has his own fucking Fallout Ashfall server, in which the icon is just, well, the one joke that every transphobe has. That pretty much just kind of rounds off everything, at least for right now. I never anticipated that I would...
I feel we have to stream Ashfall now when it comes out. Like, we've gotten to the point now with this whole saga where there's literally no way I cannot stream Ashfall when it comes out. So we're gonna be there. We're definitely gonna be there. And I hope to God that Shadow Raven Studios joins the stream while I'm streaming Ashfall, and I can debate him while I'm playing it. That would genuinely be peak. Whatever ending you choose for Fallout Ashfall will be the canon ending. Let's go. I go with the most insane options the whole way. Nah, I'll probably do sort of like a sort of like, honestly, the way I go about stories that allow you to pick your own ending, typically I end up with the canon ending, so I'll make you proud. You have to dedicate the stream to Shadow Raven. Yes, playing Fallout Ashfall specifically for Shadow Raven Studios will be the name of the stream when I start my game. My God, what a fun situation this is. Like, obviously there's some depressing factors, the lolicon stuff, the false striking, but you have to admit, this is just kind of funny as well. Like, we are dealing with some goofy little critters, you know? And I feel that memories of dealing with people like this online are what make the internet so lovable and memorable, you know? if the internet was just full of random normal people who did normal things and said normal stuff, would you really spend or enjoy the internet as much? Because I think it's these little weirdos that you can find if you just dig through the gravel and the dirt and the sand. You can find these little gems, these little communities of people who are just golden content. Golden content. Define normal? Not like this. Not like Shadow Raven Studios. That's my definition of normal. Also, the All Out Monty guy made a video exposing the truth behind Fallout Ashfall, if that's something you want to cover. I'll watch a second of it. I'm curious.
With hundreds of pages of character information.
Okay, this guy is breathing into his mic very heavily. Like, to the point where I'm pretty sure you have to adjust your mic to achieve this outcome. Also, I don't know why, but there's just something really funny about Jamie Foxx's Django being his profile picture, but labeled All Out Monty. The shot of him at the end of the movie after he blows up Candyland and turns around and looks at the camera. Like, I don't know why that's his profile picture. Why is that the avatar this guy uses? It's just interesting. Because, like, this character starts out his story with like, his motivation being like, you mean I can get paid to shoot white people and it's legal? Sure, okay, because he's an ex-slave. And then he finds out about his wife and they go on an epic quest and it's super cool. But very great movie. Quentin Tarantino. To be fair, Quentin Tarantino made that movie and we know these guys are in defeat. So I think the circle is starting to form here. We're finding the connections now. The debate that broke Raven. Here, I've got... The segment's getting to close to an hour now, so I do have to wrap it up soon. But I'll watch a bit of this, and I'll watch a bit of what you sent me, Moment of Sanity.
Backstories, stats, quests, main quests, side quests. Pretty much the whole game, in a nutshell, was in his document. And Crimson had worked very hard on that. And so I started working with him, and I enjoyed working with him, and we were doing very well. We produced a lot of great content together, and I especially produced what might be, I think, my best work as far as quest writing goes, which I wrote a whole quest from beginning to end called Missing, or Nalawale in Hawaiian. And it was about this group called the Night.
Was this guy like an developer for the mod who ended up getting mad because of political shit? Well, what do you mean I'm not allowed to say the T-slur in the official Discord for the mod? What do you mean I can't call our fans the F-slur when they admit they're gay? What do you mean I can't call black fans of the mod the N-word? What are you, political? Yes. Was I? Yeah. Yeah, I can tell from the heavy breathing that there's a lot of anger in this guy. I can tell there's a backstory here. He got really inactive and I had to kick him out for inactivity. Then he went to Shadow Raven Studios. That's fucking hilarious. He sounded like this all the time, by the way. Maybe these people are real then. Jesus Christ. No, these people might be real. Oh, the internet. Oh, just such a it's like a diamond mine, dude. I love the internet. I really do. Thank God for the internet. I could have lived my whole life without knowing people like this exist. And what an awful life that would be. Oh my God. Okay, everybody. If you enjoyed this segment and found it fun, entertaining, or educational by any means, please consider dropping a like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon on my channel. It really means a lot no matter when, where, or what you're watching. It helps a ton and really does help a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to Moment of Sanity and to check out the Fallout Ashfall mod if it sounds cool to you. I personally am a little bit of a sucker for tropical landscapes. If a game takes place in a tropical setting, that's a big point for me. You know, like, after all, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is my favorite Assassin's Creed game, almost entirely because of its setting. I love tropical islands and, like, the blue water and the jungles and the beaches, and it's an awesome setting. It's a big part of why I'm excited for the Fallout 4 Miami mod. And Hawaii is, you know, kind of peak that, right? The Fallout Ashfall takes place in Hawaii. And one of my favorite things as well, shout out to the Ashfall devs. I included this in my original thumbnail for the coverage of this whole thing because I thought this was so neat. Apparently this is a mob that's going to be in Fallout Ashfall. Like it's kind of like a variant of a gecko. I fucking love it. I love this guy. I love this little guy. It reminds me of the green lizards, the anoles that you get in Florida. Look at that boy. Oh, I love that little guy. I included him in the thumbnail. From what I've been told, the current Ashfall devs are worried about wokeness. Are worried about wokeness. Hell, the main reason I left was because I was sick of people complaining about pronouns in the middle of dev meetings. Yeah, like, I'm not really... I don't care whether or not the dev team is, like, woke or whatever, but what I find funny is the idea of obsessing over a mod team being woke, you know? It's like, a game, it's already ridiculous when you complain about a game you don't have to buy or play being, like, woke or going against your politics. It's already insane, ridiculous, and silly, right? But the idea of going after a fan-made free mod, it's extra silly to me. There's just something about it that it requires an extra level of lack of self-awareness, you know what I mean? Anyway. Thank you for your support, guys. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subs, the bell icons rung. It means a lot. You can follow my social medias linked down below in the description if you guys would like to see more from me. I really do appreciate it when you guys check me out on other platforms. And don't forget to join my fan Discord in order to be a part of the community. It's the main hub of my fan base, and it's pretty awesome there, so I hope you guys consider joining. It's totally free, obviously. And perhaps even consider supporting me financially by donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, as many people so far today have already. Thank you, by the way. Or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buying merch at the Streamlabs link down below. Well, regardless of how you support my channel, I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. And as always, have a good one.